Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Zoomin Groomin 15-minute discussion today about why franchising. My name is Dina Redinger, and I have a great guest with me today, Frank Rodriguez. Frank, welcome to our show today.
Thanks for having me, Dina. I appreciate it.
Hey, you're welcome. There's a lot of people around here, especially people like us who came from corporate America who said, you know what, I think I'm going to franchise. And I just want you to share with people what do you currently do and why franchising for you? And then we'll talk about Zoom and Grimmin.
Yeah, of course. So, as Dina was stating, I'm in corporate America. I still am in corporate America today. That is my full time job. So, this business is ran by really myself and my wife. Her name is Krista, and prior to this, she was a stay at home mom, and so now we have both kids in school. We needed something. We'll call it to fill the time a little bit. And when we were looking for something to do, we saw Zoomin Groomin. They were just getting started. And we're like, this may be an opportunity to get on something on the ground floor. We were always late to the party, which was always frustrating.
Yes.
But we've been with Zoomin Groomin for about 6 months now, and it has been absolutely incredible. I've learned a lot. Again, coming from corporate America, I know more about dog grooming than I ever thought I ever would. I'll tell you that.
I love that. I'd love for you to speak. You talked a little bit about it, but when people are at that stage where corporate America is great. I loved my job in corporate America. Never thought I would ever leave. But for you, kind of going forward, what kind of opportunity would Zim and Groomin maybe potentially offer you going forward?
Yeah, so that's a great question. For me specifically, we started this as we're going to call it a passive income or residual income, right? And my wife running the business. I'll tell you this, in these 6 months that we've been doing this, I've now seen that there is a path for me to get out of corporate America.
Yeah.
And that is my goal. That is my dream to really run my own business like I've always wanted to.
Yep.
Just taking that step. And this was a great initial step where when you think about investment, time, those things. And again, it's great to have a great partner, alongside you. It was that first step to start doing something like that. But now I've seen what it can do, and I've seen what it can be in the future.
Yeah, I love that. And it really can. I'd love for you to kind of share a little bit about, kind of what are the challenges that people need to think about before they jump in. And I was going to ask you, Frank, I couldn't remember. I was truck 7 when we started, way back when. What truck number or van number were you? Do you remember?
I was around 15 because there was about 5 of us coming on about the same time. So still, early stages, which was pretty awesome.
Yeah. And now 1 year later, it's like 57,
Yeah,
60. I don't know. It's something crazy like that. So we're growing really fast. Probably, I'd love for you to share from learning experience. What would you tell somebody who's thinking about it, but yet has some little hesitation? Maybe your biggest learning.
I would say my biggest learning, especially me, my degree from college was in marketing. So I thought, hey, I'm going to finally use my degree for something. I'll say this is not like your standard type of marketing campaigns. Yes, we use Facebook. Yes, we use online. We use social media. We do those things. But really, the best that we've gotten is actually getting outside, getting out, into the field, doing events, those types of things, and really meeting people along the way. And that's what really got us started because again, love the brand. Everybody loves the van. Having that van on the road it's a great marketing tool because it looks incredible.
Yeah. The brand is incredible. It's big, it's blue. You can see the truck behind me. But when people see your truck going down the road, they're like, oh, I think I want to follow the truck. And we've had people follow us and taking pictures. The brand is great. But I want to, I can't reiterate enough that, when you look at business in general, the people piece of this is incredibly important. That's, specific touch, meeting people, finding out what are people looking for? What do people need is so critical. I know we're at farmers market every Saturday morning. If we decide not to be there, we also know we miss a great opportunity to meet new people, new clients, and people that are looking for, a great groom. So I'd love to hear a little bit more about how do you keep retention high? What's your goal as far as leadership within your franchise?
I think that is the number one focus that as you would go start a franchise, especially with Zoomin Groomin,
Right.
one focus is that retention. You've got to have those customers coming back. So
Yep.
when you think about a customer, I don't think of the customer on that first visit, right? I think of the customer, okay, here's what that schedule feels. So as an example, I think I was sharing with you, Dina, next month, half of our month's already filled with our customers that are pre-existing. So that's the number one thing you want.
Right.
And we've been very fortunate that we're in the process now to buy another van because that retention has been so high. But
Yep.
that's the best and easiest way to be successful is
Yep.
taking care of those customers, and
Yep.
they'll keep coming back.
Yep. I just came back right before I jumped on with you, Frank, with somebody who was a referral of my current groomer. They want to come work for us. So they wanted to meet me. I wanted to meet them. They want to see who we are. So if you create a culture, and everybody in business out there knows this to be true, right? You create a culture where people are valued at work. They feel a sense of accomplishment, but also a real sense of almost relief that you value them for who they are and what they bring to the table. And I'm sure, Frank, you probably agree with me. We don't have most of the answers, but they do. So if you just ask them, they really appreciate the opportunity to be appreciated. They really appreciate the opportunity to be asked. And also, they're compensated very well for, their skills that they bring to the table. I want to jump into the next subject, and that would be talking about area development. So, speak to, that role for you and where you're at geographically here in the United States, and then how can people get a hold of you?
Yeah. So I am located in Mooresville, North Carolina, which is just north of Charlotte, North Carolina. And as an area developer, again, talking about opportunity, we saw an opportunity early on in where this brand would go and where this franchise would go specifically. Mm-hmm. So we purchased, we'll call it all of the Charlotte, North Carolina metro. And it's a total of 15 territories that we have, Dina. Nice. That includes ours. So we call it 14 out there. And again, we cover everything from Statesville, North Carolina, which is about 30 minutes north of us, all the way down to South Carolina. So Charlotte is right on the border of South Carolina. And so we have a lot of opportunity available. It's also, I saw it as an opportunity for us to grow. As I spoke to, we're buying another van. We're going to be growing internally, right? But also, bringing on some great franchisees along the way as well. And Dina, you asked how to get a hold of me. So really for us, it's very easy. Our phone number is 704-702-0606. And again, we have a lot of opportunities available, as we go forward. And the great thing about being an area developer and you being a franchisee is, especially when you come in again, as an example, the Charlotte area, you get to learn from all of our mistakes. Right. You're going to be able to hit the ground running. So you would have us as a trusted advisor for you. Yes. And we know what we've learned, what works, what doesn't work. Every geographic area is a little bit different. So we've kind of fine-tuned that, and we feel very comfortable about what we're starting to build here and what we can provide for the franchise.
I think that's so vitally important. And of course, obviously you can see I'm Dina Redinger, and I'm area developer for Northwest Arkansas. That little piece of Arkansas it's Bentonville, that's kind of the home of Walmart. And then I have Kansas City, Missouri. So I have 18 territories as well, and really working to really want people to know that they are supported 100%, all the things. And I consider you, Frank, as one of my trusted advisors. So I can call you up and say, I don't know, is this working for you? And how are you dealing with that? So I think the beauty of having people that share some of the same common interests, and everybody wants to help everybody be successful, is so critical, I think, in a franchise, especially one like ours that's growing really, really fast. We're new. The entrance to get into this is I believe, a low cost of entry to get into, which is why I got into it, because I had to look at, well, what can I afford? Where is it going to get me for a future? And is it something that I can really get behind? Right. Yeah. And with the pandemic and the large pet boom that we had is absolutely imperative. So, Frank and I want to help you guys, anyone out there who is thinking about a franchise, and maybe you're just thinking and want to have a conversation, you can give me a call at 314-550-2477, or Frank, give us your phone number one more time.
Yep. It is 704-702-0606.
All right. Well, you guys have a great day. Call us if you ever need us. This is Dina from Zoomin Groomin and Frank Rodriguez from Zoomin Groomin in North Carolina. You guys take care and make it a great day.
Thanks, Dina. Thanks, team.
You bet.